listening to the Reckless Takes Podcast, covering sports, lifestyle, and nearly everything in between. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time to get reckless.
Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by FreezerSports.com. Whether you are a new or experienced sports gambler, if you have not used a consultant site, you are missing out. FreezerSports.com utilizes advanced machine learning technology to predict sporting events and find you value lines. Visit the website today, that's FreezerSports.com, to view their predictions from their NHL, NBA, and MLB models, all for free. Yes, for free. FreezerSports.com.
Shut up and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Reckless Takes Podcast. I am your co-host, Kyle, and I am here with my boy,
Randy, a.k.a. the Giblet King, coming back at y'all with another one.
And we have a NFL episode today. I think our first NFL episode in a while. We didn't do NFL last week, right? Last week was NBA.
Sir.
Yeah.
Stupid
So our first
NBA.
NFL week in a while, and the first of many, because we are going to be doing consecutive NFL episodes, I'm sure, for the next at least like 3 months. I'm really excited for that, though. Dude, have you been keeping up with any of the new NFL rules going into this season?
Stupid taunting rule.
The taunting rule is ridiculous. Well, yeah, that one is absolutely ridiculous. But have you seen the new blocking rule?
No.
You apparently, for blockers or defenders, outside of the tackles, you can't go low on anyone. And so, like, there was a play where it was outside of the tackles and a corner was trying to get to the ball, and he, like, went at – it's not even just the legs. You can't go at a defender or offensive player under the waist. And so this cornerback, like, tried to undercut this lineman blocking and just hit him, like, right in the thighs, and they called, like, a 15-yard penalty. And it's like, at this point, what do you want them to do? What do you want that corner to do? Like, just try to go straight up, head to head with an offensive lineman?
Yeah, it looks like we're playing flag football. So let me see if the Saints will sign me.
I just don't understand where they think the game is going, and I don't understand who they're catering to, because, it doesn't feel like they're catering to the youth, because the youth likes the taunting and, like, the dancing and all that. And the older crowd is like, the game is so soft now. And so, like, who are you catering to? Because I don't think the young people are complaining like the game is too rough. We want old football just as much as the old heads do. And it's the same thing in basketball. Like, we want the taunting and all that. We also want, to be able to put your hands on a guy. It just sucks. I don't know where football's headed, and I still enjoy the product every year. So until then, I won't bitch too much.
Not fun league.
Yeah. All right. So today we are going to rank our top 15 running backs and our top 15 wide receivers. So I think we're going to go downward from 15 to 1 with each one. We're going to give 5 at a time just to try to give it as much structure as possible. I'm sure we're going to be pretty far off. We'll see. I think toward the top will be a little bit closer, but down towards the bottom will probably be differing of opinions. So let's start with the running backs. Do you have any honorable mentions, or just straight up 15 to 1?
Yeah, I got a few honorable mentions. So from honorable mentions, I got Joe Mixon, a guy that I just couldn't put in my 15 because of injury problems. I just need to see a consistent season from him. I got Chris Carson, same thing, injuries, fumbling the ball. Melvin Gordon, who barely missed my list because I really like him. Then I got Ronald Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Naji Harris. Reason I didn't put Naji is because he's a rookie. And then Antonio Gibson.
Damn, your honorable mentions, you're like the entire NFL. I'm surprised Jonathan Taylor. That one's a little shocking. The other ones were either also honorable mentions for me or towards the end of my list, but Jonathan Taylor I have fairly high. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But I just put 3 honorable mentions. I put Kareem Hunt. He just made it off because I think that Kareem Hunt can be an RB1 somewhere. It's been so long since we've seen it. I don't think that I can really put him up there because he's
Ooh.
been amazing. He's been amazing in this complimentary role. I'm if I haven't seen it in so long, it's really hard for me to put him over some of these other guys. I have Joe Mixon as well. Main thing is just injuries. I think he's rock solid. I think even if he's healthy, I don't know if I put him up here. I think that he has some inconsistencies when the offense isn't at full force around him. And it's the same problem as a lot of these guys, actually. Zeke is another one that got dinged a little bit by me because when the offense was dinged up last year and they needed him to carry, he couldn't really come through. I have Tony Pollard as well, just because I'm a Cowboys fan and I wanted to put his name on here somewhere. I think Tony Pollard could be a running back one somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Would it be a top team? No, but like put him on the Jets. You're gonna tell me like he couldn't battle for RB1? Like, I'm sure he could.
He'd probably start and get a ton of carries.
All right, so let's get into it. Do you want to start 15 through 10 or 15 through 11?
Yes, sirski. So at number 15, I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He had 100. He carried the ball 181 times, had 803 yards, 36 catches, 297 yards, and 5 total touchdowns. I think this guy's really solid, especially for his size. A guy this small, and he's not scared to get hit. He's not scared to fucking lay the boom on you. I think he's a solid guy, and it helps that he's with the Chiefs, obviously. Yeah. At number 14, I have Austin Eckler, 116 carries, 530 yards, 54 catches, 403 yards, 3 total touchdowns. He did have injury last year, but I think this guy's solid. He obviously was doing something right. He beat Melvin Gordon out. Melvin Gordon is no longer a Charger because of Eckler. He's a great pass catcher. I really like him a lot.
Probably the second best pass catching running back in the NFL, maybe third.
100%. And he's a guy that proved himself in preseason, his rookie year, made the team. He's a solid dude. At number 13, I think a lot of people might be shocked with this. I have Raheem Moster.
Wow. Definitely shocked.
104 carries, 521 yards, 16 catches, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 total touchdowns. The guy is a stud. I really like him when he's healthy. Last year he was dinged up a lot. The Super Bowl run when they lost in the Super Bowl, he fucking had, man, you look at him run, and every run he's making yards. I don't really see him getting tackled behind. And then at number 12, I have Miles Sanders, 164 carries, 867 yards, 28 catches, 197 yards, 6 total touchdowns. I think Miles Sanders is one of the most slept on running backs in the league, probably just because he's with the shitty Philadelphia Eagles. I think you can put him on any team and he would be a starter. And then at number 11, a guy that barely missed my top 10, I got David Montgomery, 247 carries, 1,070 yards, 54 catches, 435 yards, 10 total touchdowns. The 54 catches is amazing, especially when your quarterbacks are Mitch Trubisky, who's missing a lot of throws, Nick Foles, who very inconsistent. And I think this year he's going to fucking shine with Justin Fields. Justin Fields will start by week 2, by the way. But that's my 15 through 11. I know Mostert probably shocked you a little bit, but
yeah, just a little bit. All right, so my number 15 is Naji Harris. I'm sure that one surprised you a little bit. Well, actually, you have been honorable mentions, right?
Yeah, I like Naji.
Yeah, I had a hard time putting him in top 15 because I'm not huge on having rookies on my lists like this, and it's just a little worrisome. Like because I'm going to talk about Kareem Hunt not showing he can be an RB1 when Naji Harris has never been in the league, but this dude's so talented, and to be at Alabama and to see the running backs that have come out of Alabama, it's hard to really doubt that what you're seeing is not legit. So I have a lot of confidence, and the Steelers are a great running team. They don't quite run the ball as much as the reputation kind of leads on. That's kind of a misconceived notion, but they do have a great running scheme and a great running culture, and they battle hard at the line, and he complements that very well. So Carson is my next one at 14. Obviously injury riddled, but by the way, do you have Carson on your honorables or was he on your list?
He was on my honorables.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. There was a couple of guys that got left off here because of injuries for me too, but this might be a little bit of a bias because I picked him in fantasy and I really want him to do well. But I think going forward, I don't think his injury history is going to absolutely derail his career. I think that he can come back And I think that it's a really nice mixture of pass catching and running. And, I just have a lot of confidence that he'll recover going forward. 12, I'm going to flip flop this on the fly. I kind of don't like where I had this. I have Antonio Gibson at 13 and I have Josh Jacobs at 12. I think I'm going to flip that. I think I'm going to put Josh Jacobs one below Antonio Gibson. I think that Jacobs had that really explosive rookie year. And what I saw last year, the second year regression is somewhat common. I really don't like what I saw from Jacobs last year. He seemed very stagnant. Where is he on your list, out of curiosity?
He is in the top 10.
Top 10? Okay, just barely, I'm assuming.
No.
Oh,
he barely missed top 5.
Okay, Jesus Christ. So, okay, let's just break him down now. What do you see about him?
I mean, I like him, dude. Coming in the league, obviously a great rookie year.
Exploded his rookie year.
Last year, he had an injury thing. It was kind of weird because they would say he would play. He was good to go, and then he wasn't good to go. I don't know. It was just a lot of weird situation going on with him and an injury. The guy's a solid dude. He still had over 1,000 yards. He can catch the damn ball too. 45 catches, 12 total touchdowns. I mean, he's your lead back, and they did bring in Kenyon Drake, but I think Kenyon's not going to hurt his touches at all, unless obviously he's hurt. I just like Josh Jacobs, dude. I mean, I really wanted him to put him in my top 5, but my top 5 guys,
I'll be interested to see how it affects his pass catching, because Kenyon Drake is obviously a specialist in the pass game, and I think that Josh Jacobs is a pretty good pass catcher, but that's something I would definitely like to see him improve on and get the reps. And I think Kenyon Drake is just kind of going to take over that responsibility completely. And so I kind of hate it for Josh Jacobs, and I kind of hate it for the future of the Raiders. If they want him to be their lead guy, I kind of want him to develop that part of his game a little more. And football is a little less like some of the other sports in reps really improving you. You kind of have it or you don't at this stage. And so, maybe what I'm saying doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't love it for anyone's perspective other than Kenyon Drake, obviously, who's going to be that guy for the rest of his career, probably is just a specialist.
Should came to the Saints.
Antonio Gibson. Let's talk about him a little bit. So he's coming into this year with an injury. He has this toe thing that's been bothering him all summer, and I didn't hear anything about it for a while. I don't think it's anything too serious. Maybe I'm not a doctor, but when I hear toe injury, I'm not thinking about anything that's going to derail your season.
Yeah.
But if a toe is more important to anyone, it's a running back. Where's Gibson on your list?
Honorable mention.
Okay. He just why did he miss it for you?
I mean, I think he's a good running back. I just, I looked at this as who's my top running backs going into this season? Who am I thinking is going to be the best? And I just think the Redskins are
still doing it.
The Washington football team, their running back room is, I'm not going to say it's stacked. But they have a lot of guys that do the same shit. They got like 4 guys, the preseason game, and obviously you can't go off preseason. They played every single back, and Antonio Gibson was obviously the starter, and they looked like they were, he was the one that they work around. But I just think with all them running backs, it's going to be hard for him to, especially this fucking toe shit, because sometimes some players are fucking pussies.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you.
Like
I don't think I wanted to say it like that, but you're totally right.
Kamara, Derrick Henry, like these top guys, they don't give a shit about the toe. Their toes can be cut off. They're still going to go out there.
Yeah.
Like it's a league where if you get hurt, your backup fucking plays great, you're done. Melvin Gordon's one of those guys. I mean, I hope he does good. I got him in fantasy. I hope he does great. I like him a lot. There's a lot of hype going around him, but
there's a lot of hype going into this season. That's why I'm hoping I'm not getting fooled by it. Looking at his stats here, he was 13th in rushing yards last season and 24th in receiving yards. And so it's just that, to me, as much as I like him, and he'd probably be getting a lot of top 10 hype if you saw everyone's list. I just don't think he's elite at anything yet. And I hope going into the season, I think that he can be kind of a junior Christian McCaffrey with his body type and with his speed. Definitely not going to hold my breath on that expectation, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how McKissick takes away or compliments him.
They really like McKissick for some. I mean,
they do.
Rivera likes him, man, and it's because he can catch. He's pretty speedy.
Yeah.
If you play Madden, he's pretty solid in Madden. Antonio Gibson could come out here and shock us. He could be a top 5 running back by the end of the season with stats. But then again, I'm like, especially, look at last season. They put in McKissick a lot. They put all these backups in a ton all the time. And it just, especially with Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think they're going to run the ball more.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be equal. They're going to share carries a ton. And I hope he can stay healthy. I hope that he doesn't go into the season not playing, because that's going to look bad on him and he can lose his job right away.
So my number 11 is Jonathan Taylor, and I'm not sure. Do you have him in your top 10, or was he honorable mention? Oh, he was honorable mention for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember that. I remember I mentioned to you that I was surprised that you had him out of your top 15, but I am also, I think, a little more down on him than most people are. I think he's getting a ton of top 10 talk and closer to like the top 5. And I don't know where that's coming from, to be honest. So I'm looking at rushing yards per game last season. He was, where is this? He was 5th, right? But the receiving yards is where my big holdup is. And I'm pretty big on a running back who can catch the ball. And if I remember correctly, of qualifying players, I think it was a total of what was it? It was 5 targets a game or more. He was very last in reception percentage. And I think that they had to rely so much on their second and third backs coming off the bench to pick up the slack in the pass game. That really scared me off. And I get this, top 5 upside thing. There's a clear line here coming up in a couple of numbers where these are elite running backs. And I think that is a pretty clear line. I don't think he's there. So yeah, I really don't get it. Do you have anything else you want to say about Jonathan?
That running back room also scares me. Naheem Hines. You got
Marlon Mack is still there.
Marlon Mack. Yeah. For some reason, people have forgotten about Marlon Mack. I don't know why.
Yeah, he was their clear cut running back of the future like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Like, I don't get it. And I don't know if Wilkins is still there. I don't know if he signed somewhere else, but that's another guy that comes in and can catch the ball. After the season, I would like to talk about Jonathan Taylor to see his stats, how he's, I liked him in college. Last year I was high on him. I drafted him, but he really didn't do nothing for me. He catch the ball. He wasn't getting a lot of carries, or like 1 week he would get carries. Next week he would see the field once. So
yeah, I was kind of tripping over myself when I was trying to get this stat a second ago. But here's one that kind of reflects what I was getting at. So this is receiving yards per game. Hines is number 6, Marlon Mack is number 8, and Jonathan Taylor is number 25. Exactly. And so when your own team is out carrying you in that way, and maybe he's in the doghouse and you never know, and he's just not getting the reps. I would have to do a little more digging that I didn't really do, but that worries me when you have to have someone coming off the bench that much to pick up the slack for you. And I actually do have a stat here. Might as well give it now. Hines got 5.7 targets a game. Marlon Mack got 4.8, and Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I can't even find him on here. So it's something. Either he hasn't earned the reps because his pass game is so weak, or actually I found him. He's number 40.
Damn.
And so he's outpaced by about 30 places from the other 2 guys on his team. So who knows if that's a doghouse, or if that's just that he's really not that talented in the pass game. It's hard to blame him if Hines is really that far ahead. It is what it is.
I think he could come out here and be a stud. If he can play like he did in college, he showed some flashes. I just for me, this is like I'm not gonna say it's a prove it year, but it's kind of a prove it year. Like, show me that you can run the ball. Show me you can catch it. Because
yeah, it's a prove the upside year. You know, this isn't his last year to. It's either a superstar or nothing. But this is a year to be like, prove us that you have this. You have it in your game. Show us some flashes. You know. So that's my 15 through 11. Again, that's Naji Harris, Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs, Antonio Gibson, and Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
And then I think when we get into the next 5 here, there's a clear division. There's a couple of guys here, and then I have a clear line of like now the superstars start. So you go and give your 10 through 6.
Our 15 through 11 was, I don't think we had one person that was the same. Crazy.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So at number 10 is a guy I know you don't have. Kareem Hunt, 198 carries, 841 yards, 51 catches, 304 receiving yards, and 11 total touchdowns. For a backup to have numbers better than some starters in the league is crazy. First off, the Cleveland Browns got a fucking steal. They re-signed him still. I think Kareem Hunt could go to any team and be a starter. I know you're not as high as I am, but man,
yeah, I would say any team minus like maybe like 6 or 7.
Yeah, but man, the dude is. I mean, when he's on the field, he fucking balls. You just don't really see negative plays from him when he's on the field, and that could be that he's a good backup. But I could not put him in the top 10, especially if we're looking at it through a way like if we're a franchise, like we're the owner, and we're looking for a running back. I would have no problem picking up Kareem Hunt to start on my team.
Yeah, Nick Chubb missed 4 games last season. In those 4 games, 2 of the 4 they had more rushing yards per game than the other 12 that Chubb did play. So when you're able to have your lead guy out and half of the time perform better than you would with your lead guy, that's an amazing luxury for the Browns to have. And I think it just proves Kareem Hunt's worth.
Yeah, and I mean, probably nobody else will have him in the top 10, but I like him a lot. At number 9, I did have Austin Eckler, so I was putting Eckler here. Obviously, he's number 14.
Exactly where I have him, by the way. It's probably the only agreement we'll have.
So number 9, I have Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh wait! I thought you said 9. You have Eckler.
No. So 9, I did have Eckler.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And then earlier today, I was thinking about I scratched him out, put him at 14.
Damn. Yeah. And within an hour, homie dropped 5 spots. Damn.
So number 9 is Ezekiel Elliott, 244 carries, 979 yards, 52 catches, 338 yards, 8 touchdowns, an off year for Zeke. Obviously, fumble issues last year, but the way that I've seen him work this offseason, the weight he has dropped.
Yeah.
I hate the fucking Cowboys. Cowboys fucking suck. I hate them. But Zeke, I love this guy. Like, how could you not love Ezekiel Elliott? And people are looking off last season like, oh my gosh, Zeke's falling off. They need to trade him, cut him. Yeah. Fuck no, the dude is a top running back every single year, consistently.
Yep. I think that the workload finally caught up to him last season. Because the people got to remember, man, from 2016 to 2019, he was a workhorse, getting top 3 carries every year, top 3 in yards every year. He gets a lot of pass catching downs. Pollard has finally taken a little bit of that off his back, but not a lot. He still gets a lot of targets, and he blocks really hard. This dude it finally caught up to him, and I'm hoping that he rested and recovered enough to where he kind of nipped it in the bud right there.
I mean, just losing weight, is great. I just think that Zeke, at the end of the season, he's gonna be a top 5 back. He's probably going to be number 1 as long as the Cowboys don't fuck it up. Hopefully Mike McCarthy doesn't fuck y'all. We'll see.
And it was unfortunate that he struggled so much when Dak went down. But I think whether or not this is more speaking on the Cowboys offense, I think that he does work a lot better with an elite quarterback complimenting him. I don't think that there's not a whole lot of guys, to be honest, that can completely carry a team. I think that there's maybe 2 or 3 of them But I think that Zeke, with the complement of Dak around him, is going to perform a lot better this year.
Yeah, they're best friends. If you watch Hard Knocks, they're fucking best friends.
Man, I'm so excited for the next episode.
I hate the Cowboys, but I love Hard Knocks. You can't fucking not like Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then at number 8, another guy that I just think people are sleeping on is Saquon Barkley. These are his 2019 stats. Obviously, he tore his ACL. He had 217 carries, 1,003 yards, 52 catches, 438 yards, and 8 total touchdowns. Zeke's a workhorse too. Saquon's a workhorse. I can't fucking talk. Saquon is a workhorse for the Giants, and their running game last year struggled when he got hurt. Struggled. They kept picking up veterans. They kept doing all kinds of shit, man. Saquon is a dude that I think could be a top 10 back, obviously, next season.
Yeah.
He's in my top 10. But I don't know why people I just don't understand why
it's
people
just hard.
fall off.
It feels like we haven't seen him be elite in way longer than it has. It's only been 2 years, right? But it feels like it's been 4 years. It's just he just drops off the mind.
Listen, have people forgotten about Adrian Peterson, baby? Came off that ACL tear and they fucking had a fucking crazy season, a foot long away from breaking the record. Crazy. And then number 7, I have Josh Jacobs, 273 carries, 1,065 yards, 45 catches, 238 yards, and 12 total touchdowns. We're not going to talk as much because we already talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that he's a stud, man. And then at number 6, I have Aaron Jones, 201 carries, 1,104 yards, 47 catches, 355 yards, and 11 total touchdowns. Aaron Jones is a stud, man. If there was a 5A, 5B, he would be in my top 5.
Yeah.
He's great. And now that Jamal Williams is gone, Aaron Jones is going to be a fucking workhorse. Will he be able to handle it? Only time's going to tell, baby. Only time will tell.
I love that tagline. Okay, my 10 through 6, there's a clear line after 10 to 9. 10 to 9, I have David Montgomery and Austin Eckler at 9. So where did you have David Montgomery?
He was number 11.
Oh, I totally missed that. Okay, yeah. I think David Montgomery is awesome. He really, really took off at the end of the year last year when it was needed and kind of gave the Bears that push to squeak into the playoffs. I think that he's great for. Oh yeah. I remember thinking while you were talking about this, he's great for quarterbacks who are struggling with their distance throwing and their medium and long range passing. He's an excellent runner, obviously, especially for his size, and I think that he's going to complement whoever starts this year very well. Whether it's Dalton, who clearly showed last season that the long ball is never going to be his strength again, or if it's Fields, who is going to need a hand. Like Fields has elite upside, but no rookie's going to come in and just be lighting it up in the mid range passing every single play. You're going to need some checkdowns here and there. So Montgomery's going to help out whoever the Chicago quarterback is. And Austin Eckler, we already talked about, number 9. I wish I could put him a lot higher. Just like I said, like some of these guys are so much better in the run game than he is, but he is just an absolutely elite, one of the best pass catching backs I've ever gotten to watch on a weekly basis. So here's what the line is that I was talking about: Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Jones, and Saquon in 8, 7, and 6. You already talked about some of these guys. Zeke, like we said, I'm hoping for a bounce back year. It's just like I couldn't quite put him over Jones. I think that Aaron Jones just has this burst that Zeke has seemed to have lost, and I hope it comes back, but I just haven't seen it in a while. Saquon, it sounds weird to have him over Jones if I say Jones has this burst. I just think that Saquon's at an age where it's going to come back. It's going to take time. I think that more so than the physical ability, it's the confidence when you have a couple of major injuries like that to have the confidence to burst off of a leg and take the cuts you need to take. But I think once he regains that, the physical ability will be there. I mean, he's 25 years old?
Yeah, he's young as hell still.
Yeah, it's ridiculously young. So once again, that was David Montgomery, Austin Eckler, Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley. I think that we had all of those same guys in that tier.
Yeah, I just had Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt was the only difference.
Josh Jacobs.
Okay, I thought we had more in common than that. But so I believe the next top 5 we have all in common. It's just gonna be a matter of where we placed them. I'm interested.
Yes, sir. So at number 5, how about this? For the last 5, I'll name 5, you name 5, I name 4. We'll switch.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Number 5, I have Nick Chubb.
Me too.
190 carries, 1,067 yards, 16 catches, 150 yards, 12 touchdowns. His catches can go up. He can catch the ball. But when you have Kareem Hunt, they're gonna put him on the catch plays. He just signed a major extension. Nick Chubb is fucking solid. The dude is he's what we wish Saquon was right now.
Yeah. And the Browns have completely reinvented their offense around him. And Baker gets a lot of slack for the fact that it seems like the Browns are going away from him intentionally. I don't think that the Browns are scared of giving Baker the ball. I think that the Browns are scared to not give Chubb the ball. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
And it's not an insult to Baker that Nick Chubb is so good that you want to reinvent your offense around your running back. And the offensive line has played so well past couple of years and has given. It seems like they've been a lot better in the run protection than they have pass protection. And I don't know if that's been a luck-based thing or if that's just a legitimate scheme flaw. But yeah, Nick Chubb has been absolutely incredible. So I have a number 5 as well.
Okay. Number 4, I have Dalvin Cook. 312 carries, 1,557 yards, 44 catches, 361 yards, 17 total touchdowns. These next guys are 15 plus touchdowns each.
Yeah.
And Dalvin Cook is, I just feel like the Vikings are so close to being an elite team, and they have Kirk Cousins. But, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Dalvin Cook last year shocked the shit out of me. I know he's a good running back, but last season, he really opened my eyes, man. I think Dalvin Cook, if there wasn't fucking 3 other guys that were better than him, he'd be in my top 3, obviously.
Yeah.
I think by the end of the season, he could be number 1, just depending on how things go for him.
I agree. I think anyone in this top 1 through 5 tier could make a crazy leap up to the top as we go. So number 4, I have Christian McCaffrey, and this one I struggle with. And yeah, to be honest, I wasn't super confident with any of these 1 through 5s because I think they're also interchangeable. McCaffrey is the toughest one because I think that the injuries are the biggest question mark here. Dalvin Cook question mark as well for the injuries, but McCaffrey had 2 record-breaking seasons consecutively, so it's kind of like hard to have him here, but only playing 3 games last year, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm having a hard time putting him any higher than that, but obviously another one of the best pass catching backs in the league. One of the best I've ever gotten to watch personally. That 2019 season, man, they were the only team that I was actively seeking out to watch their entire games just to catch a few clips of Christian McCaffrey, that last season, 1,300 yards rushing.
I got you. 287 carries, 1,387 yards, 116 catches, 1,000
receiving yards,
and 19 total touchdowns.
Jesus,
man. I had McCaffrey at 3. I just based it off the 19th season, his potential. I think that this season, if he's healthy, which I think he's going to be healthy, I don't think he really has like injury-prone issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think McCaffrey is going to light it up. Sam Darnold is finally going to have a good running back. He's going to throw the ball to him a ton. Shit, McCaffrey, fuck, man, I keep saying it, but McCaffrey is probably, he could be the number 1 guy by the end of the season.
Yeah.
He is the top. He is, I have 2 guys in my top 2 for catching, him or Kamara. Probably the best receiving back in the league. When you have 116 catches, holy shit.
You have McCaffrey at number 3, you said?
Yes, sir. And I bet you have Dalvin.
I have Derrick Henry. So when I've made this list in the past, I've had Henry at number 2. Listen, man, receiving from running back is very important to me. Do you know how many receptions Derrick Henry had last year?
19, sir.
19. Look, I'm totally okay as with Nick Chubb, I had him at number 5. I'm okay with a guy, being a one man show in either rushing or receiving. But and this is gonna sound like I'm down on Derrick Henry now because of your reaction. And I'm not. He's my number 3 running back in the league. I think that he's fantastic. And like you said, he could jump to number 1, like with all these guys. But my next 2 guys are so good in the receiving game, and obviously you're not as elite in the rushing game, but their systems also aren't as catered to the running game as the Titans are to Derrick Henry. So obviously 2,000 rushing yards last season, and that kind of makes the season before look ridiculous, but he had 1,500 the year before, which is still excellent. But the 19 and 18 receiving receptions in the previous 2 seasons really was a hang up. Only 114 receiving yards all of last year.
17 total touchdowns, though, sir.
So
mainly running the ball, sir.
Obviously, so who's your number 2 then?
Derrick Henry, bad boy. It's so disrespectful that you didn't put him in the top 2.
Okay, the way you're talking, the way that you're talking about it would make me think he's your undisputed number 1.
Nah, but you know who's my number 1, baby.
Yeah, I could. We have the same number 1. It's Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, 100%. Who your number 2 is obviously Dalvin Cook.
Yes,
but I mean, I guess you like receiving. I mean, I like receiving too, but exactly. I like a motherfucker that's gonna run over your ass and piss on your mouth when you're on the ground.
You also do have to consider that with every year going forward, having a workload like Derrick Henry's, it's gonna take a toll at some point.
That's okay.
And so, what is he? 28 years old?
Yeah, he's like 28, 29. I mean,
so
he's gonna have 1,500 yards this season.
We're doing this as if we have to go into the next season. So, when you get to that age and you're carrying the ball, what is it here? 378 times.
Yes.
That's a little worrisome if I'm going to pick up this guy going into next year.
Not me. I will pick this dude up. I don't give a fuck if he doesn't play the next 14 or next 4 seasons. Derrick Henry is
the rest of the world probably agrees with you. I'm sure he's either 1 or 2 on 80% of lists.
Like, the dude's a fucking monster. The dude, I'd let him kiss me.
What is do you have Dalvin Cook's stats pulled up?
I do. 312 carries, 1,557 yards, 44 catches, 361 yards, 17 total touchdowns.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I think 1 through 3 are completely interchangeable.
I mean, they can switch up at any moment.
Look, if Henry had even 20 more receptions, even like 300, more.
He doesn't need to catch the ball, though. That's the thing. He doesn't need to.
Does he not need to, or does he not have the ability to?
I just don't think he needs to.
Okay.
Especially when now that they have Julio, AJ Brown.
Yeah, going forward next season. If I thought his pass catching numbers were unattractive, it's going to be even worse.
If next season he comes with those receivers, they're obviously going to shy away from running the ball as much. They're still going to run the fuck out of Henry, and it's probably going to hurt him down the road. But I'm
just not going to be surprised if he has a huge digression year.
Not next season, sir. His steroids don't wear off for another 2. He's literally a tree running. Yeah. The dude's a fucking big ass tree with 2 legs and arms.
He is.
Like, holy fuck. I mean, I get it.
250 pounds, 6'3".
You love pass catchers. I know you do.
I do.
But I mean, me too. But I also like a dude that's going to run you over and piss in your mouth. Yeah. The fact that he had Earl Thomas trying to tackle him, turn him around, make him his lead blocker, has never been done fucking before. And then Josh Norman probably retired somewhere after what he did to him. Like, bro, trust me.
Trust me. I love that it took longer than I expected for the trust me to come out. That's my favorite Randy line.
Fucking trust me, baby. Trust me. But this is like I love Derrick Henry. If I could, I would suck his wiener.
Okay, all right. Receivers.
If I was a girl, like, Jesus I would be hitting up Derrick Henry for babies because I want my son to come out a fucking tree trunk, fucking next NFL star. Because Derrick Henry's a stud. You know what? I get it. I see what you're saying because Adrian Peterson was a stud, 2,000 yards, and now what is he doing? He's milking cows or some shit in California.
Does he still play the fucking game?
He's trying to find somebody.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry, whatever his mom fed him when he was younger, or titty milk or whatever,
straight fucking gasoline. That
Like,
dude is being bottle filled.
he's been very,
gasoline.
he's been very consistent run the ball. Like,
Yes.
I just, I mean, I'm not mad at Dalvin Cook at 2. I'm not mad.
Yeah, you really can't be.
He's my 4.
All right, let's go to receivers.
Well, we didn't even talk about Alvin Kamara, baby.
Oh shit! I totally got. I've been so berated by my Derrick Henry decision that I was just like ready to let's go to fucking tight ends. All right, yeah, Alvin Kamara. Obviously, my number one, as we keep saying over and over, receiving is so much to me, and I think
he can catch the ball like a motherfucker, but he can also run the fucking ball like a motherfucker.
He can. I think that his opportunities were limited to run the ball because his pass catching is so good. Go ahead and read off his running stats.
187 carries, 932 yards, 83 catches, 756 yards, 21 total touchdowns. And that includes a 6 Christmas Day touchdown game.
Yeah, that last game, I remember we were together when that last game happened. That won a lot of fantasy matchups.
Bro, I was looking up, so obviously we did our research before doing this. A ton of fucking lists have him at number 5.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. How could you have Kamara at number 5?
There were a lot of lists with
the dude is our fucking slot receiver.
Yeah. A lot of the lists had, not a lot of them, a couple of them had Jonathan Taylor above him. Some had Aaron Jones above him.
They need to lose their fucking jobs.
And yeah, I don't see it. I don't think that anyone is, there's better runners, but there's no one who's as balanced in the run and pass game as him.
And
Not to mention that he's also the best pass catching back in my eyes.
And then Madden needs to fucking boost up his stats for speed because they have him at 88. Bro, Kamara should be a 99 overall guy in Madden.
Oh, 99.
Now that Michael Thomas is out, Kamara is gonna fucking be a workhorse, and I hope
I
he
can't
doesn't
wait
get
to
hurt.
shit on Michael Thomas.
Sheesh.
I'm excited.
All right, let's go to fucking receivers before I kiss you.
I think our receivers are going to be completely different.
Most definitely. I just know it is.
Completely different.
I got some guys. I mean, I don't got nobody crazy in here, but I think our orders will be different.
Let's go 3 at a time for this one because we're going to be all over the place.
Okay. So let's do honorable mentions first. So I got CD Lamb. I just think he's gonna have a good year. Couldn't put him there yet. Tyler Lockett, another stud. Corey Davis, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Kenny Galladay, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, and Tyler Boyd. Those are guys that are great. I mean, good, but they can be great.
Yeah.
But they didn't make my list.
My honorables are Robert Woods, CD Lamb, and yes, this is definitely not a reflection on last year because I don't think CD was quite near top 15 last year, but I think this is going forward. If I had to start a franchise and he was my number 1 receiver, he's absolutely just outside the top 15. I think that there's a ton of even untapped potential, and seeing all the clips of him in training camp, just making these spectacular grabs, unquestionable that he at least deserves to be in the conversation around that lower 15 area. But yeah, I just had those 2 guys, my honorable mentions. I didn't do too many for that.
So at number 15, I have scary Terry McLaurin, 87 catches last year, 1,118 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that was with, really maybe the worst throwing game in the NFL.
I'm going to predict, by the way, that we don't have a single guy on the same number.
Probably not. I just think Terry McLaurin. Jeez,
he probably should have been in my honorable mentions. I also don't have him numbered.
And that could have been the fact that Alex Smith was his quarterback and no one really talked about him. And
It's not. And it's not super encouraging that Ryan Fitzpatrick's his quarterback going forward. I think that Fitzmagic is fun, but when it comes to winning ball games and making yourself look like an exceptional running back, he's not the optimal choice.
I guess. Number 14, I have DK Metcalf. I have 82 catches, 1,303 yards, 10 touchdowns. Man, DK, fuck, he's like Derrick Henry at receiver.
Exactly.
Like,
insanely intimidating body physique.
Sheesh.
I love for a wide receiver one for it to be a guy that you can just toss the ball up to, and right? The Des Bryants of the world. That was my favorite guy to watch.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Just throw the ball up and hope for the best.
And then
I think the NFL is kind of lacking those guys at this time. I think there's a lot of guys on my list that are excellent that could be wide receiver ones, but there aren't necessarily toss the ball up guys.
Yeah, it doesn't work in Madden. Obviously, you've almost rage quit a few times.
God, shut up.
And then number 13, I got Chris Godwin. 65 catches, 840 yards, 7 touchdowns. I think he can go and start. I wish, obviously I think he franchise tagged just because, obviously Tom Brady potential to win the Super Bowl. But next year, I think he should definitely go somewhere else, be that number one guy. But yeah,
I'm interested to see. I don't know how he would work out. So I have him at number 14. So I also need to honorable mention DK Metcalf. You're going to be shocked who I have over DK Metcalf.
You don't have DK in top 15?
No. To be fair, he's your number 14. He's not
but he made the list.
Okay, guess what white guy I have at number 15.
It better not be fucking Adam Thielen.
It is Adam Thielen. Man, listen, Adam Thielen is a number one receiver. I'm sorry. He just is. He proved it. He could do it for years. And then Justin Jefferson came in, and guess who was still the number one target? It was still Adam Thielen. Jefferson's was a great complimentary guy. I think Jefferson's going to be better going forward, but Adam Thielen is definitely still a wide receiver one. Whether or not it's for a championship team, okay, fine. But he's still a lower tier wide receiver one.
So you're telling me right now, if you started a franchise, say you had a fantasy draft, to start a new franchise, you're taking Adam Thielen
for 1 year. This is how I did my rankings. Yes. For 1 year, I would still take Adam Thielen over DK.
I'm fucking taking.
I think. What the fuck? You a Jake Fromm card just laying on your desk?
My daddy.
I have Adam Thielen number 15. I have Chris Godwin number 14. We were really close to having gotten the same number. And then directly above him, I have his teammate Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans, and he is actually one of those guys that you can just toss the ball up to. I think that Mike Evans' route running is almost degressed. I liked his route running better when Jameis was his quarterback. I think that he's almost become a little bit stagnant in the offense with so many weapons around him. It doesn't feel like he's really pushing to prove himself as the main guy. I think that he's kind of accepted the whole community offensive role. And I almost don't want that for him. I want him to, go out there and prove to everyone that he's the undisputed guy of the offense. And maybe that's just not who he is, but I think that he has the potential in him. And so I'd like to see that going forward.
So he's on my list too. I'm not going to say what number yet, but here's a stat: 70 catches, 1,006 yards, 13 touchdowns.
These are pretty stellar numbers. It makes you sound a little stupid because, he did crack 1,000 receiving yards. So
13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's all right, baby. You see him differently. It's fine. So yeah, our top bottom three were totally different.
Well, we had Chris Godwin.
Yeah, but not the same number.
The Adam Thielen, that was clearly a world breaker for you.
I just can't believe it. You want that old fucker to be your thing. He's not even old.
It's just that it seems like he's been around blowing Monday night games for a long time.
Jeez. Alrighty, so my next three, at number 12, I have Julio Jones. 51 catches, 771 yards, 3 touchdowns. Obviously, an off year for Julio. Obviously, injuries, seeing his hamstrings hurt every single game, seems like, for the last 2 years. But Julio's still Julio. He's old, but if you're telling me that I'm getting Julio to start a franchise, I'm totally fine with that shit. And then at number 11, I have Amari Cooper, 92
close.
catches, 1,114 yards, 5 touchdowns. Even though it doesn't seem like him and Dak are clicking, they don't click or whatever. He still had a pretty solid season. He's still a guy that can, catch the fucking ball. He can make great plays.
Do not at me. He is, as I look over one more time to make sure before I take the statement, he is the best route running receiver on this list.
My next three, I'll say who I think is the
I'm
best.
interested.
Amari Cooper is a definitely great route runner.
Elite route runner. And he doesn't have like this shifty little body frame. He's just excellent at planting his feet and selling his route.
Yeah. I mean, I hope him and Dak can click this year. I
think they
hopefully will. All right, sir. Let's get your next three.
All right.
Wait. I said the fuck. I got one more.
This is prime
10?
Podcasting.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm drunk. So this next guy is someone I think is one of the best route runners. Keenan Allen. 100 catches, 992 yards, 8 touchdowns. And that was with the Chargers having like a weird season. They lost every game, it seems like, by like 6 or less points.
Yeah, they actually broke the record for most losses in a season within 7 points.
People sleep on Keenan Allen too, which is fucking beyond me. I got Keenan Allen like the 12th round in my fantasy draft. It's like 100 fucking catches is still great, especially with a rookie guy. Obviously, Justin Herbert's not a bad guy to have as your rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
But I just think, Keenan Allen can run a fucking route. Holy shit.
We were really close in these next three. I think that, so I had Keenan Allen at 11, Amari Cooper at 10. And I think that what we're definitely going to do is we're going to switch Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. I think that you have Ridley higher. Definitely. And like in the area, I have Jones. I have Julio Jones still higher based on his merit. I totally understand last year. I have Calvin Ridley at number 12, just below Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. Calvin Ridley, 1,374 receiving yards. Just an absolute breakout year.
90 catches, baby.
143 targets, 90 catches.
9 teddies.
It's certainly what was the lead factor in trading Julio Jones. You have an aging out superstar with the guy who's 26 years old. He's got 4 or 5 prime years left. There's no reason not to go ahead and bite the bullet and make him your number one. 63% catch percentage, just top tier. Almost 10 yards per target. 1 rush for 5 yards. Clearly some running back potential in there.
Top 5 running back right there, baby.
So
over Derrick Henry.
I think that's what we definitely did. I think we kind of switched out Ridley and Jones, but
yeah,
we'll get to that when we get to it.
I'm probably a little high on Calvin, but
let's hear your next three.
So at number 9, I have Justin Jefferson.
We got one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with a 9.
I'm so high on Justin.
Yeah, me too.
88 catches, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and that's with Kirk Cousins and his chokiness. Justin Jefferson has potential to fucking light the league up. Him and Jamar Chase can just change how like receivers are looked at.
It just seems like Stephon Diggs happened again.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it is. Like someone comes in and like makes this shitty Vikings offense fun.
Good. Yeah. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He can route run too like a mofo.
Yeah, he is. And I think that if I had to put money on one quarterback, running back, or receiver to not have a second year regression, I'd put it on Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a solid year. I don't know if he's going to start week 1 because of his shoulder. He probably will end up playing. He's not a bitch.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. He could play 1 game and I'd still have him in the top 10.
I think he's going to be I think he's going to crack 100 catches. He's not going to have 1,400 catching yards.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to have over 1,000.
Yeah, easily.
And then at number 8, I have Mike Evans. We talked about his stats. Mike Evans is obviously to me the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
Tom Brady likes him a lot. It might be Antonio Brown now. Who knows?
There's no way, bro.
Tom Brady and Antonio Brown are like fucking boyfriends.
It's the weirdest thing. I almost feel like Tom Brady is like taking pride in thinking that he can like keep this guy's person like keep his head above water.
He has. He brought him in. He hasn't ever since he's been with the Bucks. Have you heard anything about Antonio Brown being a fucktard?
You're not wrong.
And he won a Super Bowl, so
yeah,
you know what?
Not wrong.
I'm taking Mike Evans off Antonio Brown number 8. Nah, but Mike Evans, I don't think he's gonna. I don't know, man. You know, it's the Bucks defense. Bucks offense is gonna be really fun to watch next year. It's gonna be fun if fucking Tom Brady finally shows his age. Ooh, I'll get a hard rock boner. But yeah. And then at number 7, a guy that I know you probably have in your top 5.
I can't believe we're doing a sports podcast and you just said hard rock boner.
Hey, this is not for the weary, baby. So at number 7, I have Tyreek Hill, 87 catches, 276 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's a good receiver, but he relies on speed a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm surprised that you have him so low, but I get your argument.
I like a guy that is a big body, can catch, truck you. I love watching Tyreek Hill. I love the end arounds. I love all the shit. He's the perfect receiver for Pat Mahomes.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Like if he was on another team, I don't think he would have as good as stats. But
yeah.
The fact that Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes can sling that fucker, and Tyreek Hill is going to be there every single time.
Can he beat Usain Bolt in the race?
No.
Not even still.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I'd bet on it either.
He's a stupid fucker.
I at least want to see it though. That would be a sick pay-per-view. So like screw boxing, right? Let's do a celebrity racing pay-per-view, and the main card is Tyreek and Usain.
I would watch it.
Just have a bunch of athletes and celebrities race to like lead up to that.
I would love it. Tyreek Hill's a fast fucker. He's probably the fastest in the fucking league.
Yeah. I think he's
but I just the other guys I have in my top 6, I just like that much more.
Yeah.
So let's hear your fucking 9 through 7, sir. Even though
9,
the same.
We talked about Justin Jefferson a lot. I had him a 9. I'm curious. I still haven't heard you say this guy's name. I don't know if he's off your list or what. I have AJ Brown at number 8. Is he off your list?
So I fucked up somewhere.
Okay. What did you do?
I don't have him on my list or my honorable mentions.
Okay, yeah.
For some
Clearly
reason when I was doing it, yeah, he's up there.
There's not a lot of guys.
He's not like he would have been in the lower end for me, but
so
I like him.
I have AJ Brown just over Justin Jefferson. That was probably my hardest one to decide on, honestly, other than maybe 1 and 2. But I would take AJ Brown just over Jefferson just because of, honestly, just based off merit. I don't have his stats pulled up here. You've been killing me on the stats today. I'm impressed.
Hey, just trust me.
I think that he doesn't quite have the body build, which is why there's a clear line here going from 7 to 1. I think he's undersized, but I also don't think he relies on speed as much as Tyreek. And so I think that, I didn't really base this off of the extended future, but I think that AJ Brown's going to age better than Tyreek at the end of the day. Marcus Smart agreed to a contract extension just now. Just got the notification.
Does it say 77? I know I'm not drunk.
4 years.
77 mil.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that for them. All right.
Suck.
Back to what I was saying. So number 8 is AJ Brown. Number 7, this is where I have Julio Jones. So where did you have you said Ridley already?
No. Go
ahead and tell me what he is for you.
Number 6.
Okay. So we did exactly what I thought we did. We just flip-flopped Calvin and Julio. And I can't really blame you. It feels like you might have, I think we graded a little bit differently. I graded more based on going into next season. It seems like you might have graded a little bit off of like the extended future, which it didn't change a lot of our rankings, so it's not that big of a deal.
For some, I did future. Some I was like, all right, this season, like Julio's on my list because this next season.
Yeah.
Long term, Julio's not going to be a guy that I would want just because of age and injuries. But Calvin Ridley's potential is definitely up there.
Yeah. All right. Let's go and go to number 6.
So I have Calvin Ridley at 6. 90 catches, 1,374 yards, 9 touchdowns. At number 5, I don't know if this guy's on your list. I don't know.
I know you're gonna say
Michael Thomas.
he's on my list.
Okay, good. 44 catches, 438 yards, 0 touchdowns. Obviously, hurt.
I'm impressed with your restraint to have him that low.
Me, Randy Theobald. My social security number is. I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
But I just think Michael Thomas, for some ungodly reason, people forgot about him. I just want to punch fuckers in the face, but it's okay. I got him in like the 15th round in my draft. It's fine. When he is healthy, and he will be healthy again.
One day, maybe.
Now it'll be this season. Michael Thomas, when healthy, is a top 3 guy. In the future, he's going to be a top 3 guy. The next 5 years, he's going to be a top 3 guy. I don't give a fuck if he runs slants. I don't care if he runs curls. I don't care if he just takes screen passes. He broke the reception yards. He did it.
1,725.
And he broke the receiving catches. He is a stud.
80% catch percentage. Anything that came his way.
The fact that people just think that he has fallen off the earth fucking shocks me, pisses me off. Like all the lists I saw had him at number 10, which is like
I think the biggest hang up is his route running.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna give a shit.
He's the slant master. I think we can agree on that.
Hey, what do I do in flag football? Slant.
Yeah, you get the slant master as well.
See, so his Twitter name is Can't Guard Mike for a reason. You don't have big balls and you're not that cocky and put your name that if you ain't shit. He is shit.
He is shit. That's gonna be the quote on the thumbnail.
Like, I would literally, I'm a Saints fan, obviously. And I would suck.
Okay, all right. Well, that's where I'll step in. Actually, no, you still have to give fucking 2 more guys.
No, 1 more.
Okay.
And then at number 4, I don't know if you have this guy either. You might have him.
I definitely.
Allen Robinson.
Yes, I definitely.
Okay. 102 catches, 1,250 yards, 6 touchdowns with 2 of the shittiest quarterbacks in the league. He was still, I was surprised he stayed with the Bears. Fuck me. I would have went somewhere else. I would have went to the Bucks. Who knows? Win you a ring, baby. He's a fucking solid guy. And he's a guy that can probably be a top 3 guy by the end of the year. So that's my last. So 6 through 4, I have Ridley, Thomas, Robinson. Something just fell in your room. Let's hear it.
If I watch slamming against the desk, which is great for my watch, I'm sure. Yeah, so number 6, I have Michael Thomas. And it kind of hurt me to put him so low because I think that him and Al Robinson, who are my 6 and 5, are 2 guys that if you had to build a wide receiver 1 in the lab, you would come out with them 2, right?
Yep.
There are a couple of huge guys. Allen Robinson is 6'2", 230, and he comes off a lot taller. How tall is Michael Thomas?
I think he's like 6'3". 6'1". Oh, 6'3".
He's 6'3", 212.
Yeah, definitely sucking the foreskin.
Couple of just a couple of awesome frames. And man, I forget as I look at these stats here, Allen Robinson had a breakout year in Jacksonville with 1,400 yards in 2015. Totally forgot about that.
Traded.
Because the next 2 years after that, he only had 800 yards, and then he had an injured season, and then traded to Chicago and just took off from there. Yep. And so, yeah, you look at last season, and I forget if you already said this, but 102 receptions, 1,200 yards, a 70% catch percentage, and I think that he does kind of fall victim to Chicago's quarterback system, and I'm hoping that him and Fields are the duo of the future. I'd love to see it. And then lastly, I have Tyreek Hill at number 4. And so, to be honest, you kind of talked me down off him a little bit. I had him at number 4 just because he has been the face of receiving in the NFL for a few years now.
Which I don't like. I don't like that at all. I mean,
your point about Mahomes being the reason that he's so successful is true. Obviously, he's a top 15 receiver regardless.
Yeah.
But I think that Mahomes' ability to extend the play as much as he does is what gets Tyreek so open, because he has, sometimes 10 seconds to find his way open. And so with his speed, obviously he's going to do it. But I kind of agree with you. Why do you just have random cards just sprawled across your table? For anyone who can't see, he's just holding up sports cards randomly when I talk about a player. So you kind of talked me down, Tyreek. To be honest, if I could redo this, I'd probably shift him down to 6 and have it be Tyreek 6, Michael Thomas 5, and Allen Robinson 4.
I mean, I like Tyreek. I mean, I love him.
Yeah, we're still talking about a fucking top 10 receiver.
Yeah,
it's just when we get this high, we're gonna judge you against the best.
If he's fast,
so I think we have the same top 3. I'm interested to see what order. I think we might have the same order here.
All right, we'll say like we did last time.
Okay.
So at number 3, I have Stephon Diggs, 127 catches, 1,535 yards, 8 touchdowns. Completely changed the Bills, completely changed Josh Allen.
Yep.
Diggs is a fucking stud. Yes, he ruined my season, made me cry a few years ago. But man, Diggs is Diggs. I mean, Diggs is fucking great.
Yeah, I think that Josh Allen, as exceptional as he is and as good as I think he'll be going forward, he does have Stephon to thank a little bit for allowing him to have this breakout.
Yep.
I think that Josh Allen doesn't necessarily need a top 3 receiver to be a good quarterback, but it definitely gave him the confidence to have someone to throw deep. Diggs is another fantastic route runner.
Yep.
Definitely top 3 at least. And I don't think there's anyone who runs a post route as good as Stephon Diggs.
It's so clean. It's so clean.
That post route specifically. Yeah. So, okay, we have the same number 3.
And he's very consistent.
2 more spots. These 2 are definitely interchangeable. I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely interchangeable. Number 2, Devontae Adams.
Yes. Nice.
You have Adams at 2?
Yes.
Okay. 115 yards, 115 yards, 115 catches, 1,374 yards, 18 total touchdowns. And that's solely to the fact that the Packers are playing guys like me and Kyle at receiver besides Devontae Adams.
And they got Randall Cobb now, all right?
Oh,
don't worry. Help has arrived.
I can't wait till he leaves. Devontae is definitely not a Packer after next year, probably. He's probably going to go to the Raiders, and then he's going to be like, oh, shit, I traded Rodgers for Derek Carr.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I have Devontae at number 2 as well. It's just been over the past few seasons, just other than some injuries last year, he's just been the mold of consistency. The past 4 seasons has been 900 yards, 1,400 yards, 1,000 yards, was definitely on pace for 13 again before the injury. And then this season, 13 again, 115 catches, like you said, 18 touchdowns, a 78% catch percentage, which is second best in the NFL.
Yep.
I really have nothing bad to say about him.
I'm never going to say
if I'm going to pick a receiver, I probably want someone a couple inches taller than 6'1", but it's definitely nothing to scoff at. You can point out that he's 6'1" all you want, but he's one of the best jump ball receivers ever. Yep. The fact that he's the same height as a lot of corners and seems to win every single 50-50 ball is pretty insane.
I just want to say this. If Michael Thomas never got hurt
last season, fucking Christ,
our top 3 would be shit. Mine would be 1 Thomas, 2 Hop, 3 Adams.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, go back and look at his stats. The dude is fucking consistent.
I can't believe you found a way to bring Michael Thomas back.
It's just, now that
it's frustrating, yeah.
I'm looking at the list and I'm at 5. Like, no, that dude is my top receiver.
He was the undisputed number 1 receiver.
He still is.
A year ago.
Fuck the haters. Fuck these cunts.
Jesus Christ. The hard C.
It just fucking pisses me off that people just fucking sleep with Michael Thomas. I can't wait till he's healthy and the Saints win the Super Bowl next year. Suck a fat wang, bang, chicken wang. Pull up the stats for Michael Thomas the last few years. He's fucking consistent. He's consistent over 100 catches. He's consistent over 1,000 yards. Suck a shit.
Suck it. Suck a shit. All right. So that means that DeAndre Hopkins is our undisputed number one.
1,000%.
115 receptions, 1,400 yards, 12 yards per reception, only 6 touchdowns.
I don't care. That doesn't.
He clearly does suffer from Kyler Murray's inconsistency in the red zone. I think that if you put DeAndre Hopkins
back with the Texans,
back with Deshaun or with Josh Allen or with Aaron Rodgers, that instantly doubles. Just pulls up at the Deshaun Watson card. 71% catch percentage. Once again, I don't think that's a knock on him. I really don't.
Definitely not, man. D-Hop to me is man. He's a guy that if he's not your number one guy, fuck you. You know, like D-Hop has the best hands. He doesn't really drop. And if 71%, I'm not blaming that on him. You know, Kyler is a very inconsistent guy. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's bad.
He's really bad.
Yeah. But D-Hop makes that team 1,000% better. He's better than any receiver on that team. Yeah. Better than old ass AJ Green, Andy Isabella, fucking Christian Kirk.
Yeah, because I'm sure somebody out there is like, man, Andy Isabella is way better than D-Hop.
I have his RPA and I hope he just goes off. You know,
all right.
I'm changing it. Michael Thomas, my number one.
Fair enough. Do you have any closing statements about these rankings? Either one of us? What's your biggest surprise about my list? Either one of them.
Adam fucking Thielen.
Adam Thielen being number 15. I think that's completely reasonable.
I think that's completely bullshit that you had him there.
I will say whenever you said DK Metcalf's name, I knew for sure that you were going to take issue with the fact that I put Thielen over DK.
The fact that DK is not on your list is like, I'm like, because in Madden you love DK. You love
okay, well, AJ Brown wasn't even an honorable mention for you.
No, so. That was a fuck up on me because when I was doing my list, I had AJ Brown on the top of my paper, and I just didn't know where to put him. And then
so I'll come back to it later.
And I just totally forgot. If I had to rank him, I probably would put him at 15 and put Terry as honorable mention. But
okay, I think that's fair.
I already said my list, so fuck AJ Brown.
Okay, then also fuck Michael Thomas. You can't move him.
You know what? I don't give a fuck about you in this list. No, I'm just kidding. But this was fun, man. I love NFL. I love doing the rankings. Maybe we can do a tight end ranking one day.
One day. The tight end rankings, man. It's like when you get to the bottom and you're like, I think that Tyler Eifert is my number 16. It's like, bro, come on, this is fucking exhausting.
All right, who's your number one tight end?
Number one tight end is
Kittle
for next season.
Kittle.
Kelsey. What?
Kittle.
No, it's Kelsey.
You know, fuck it. It's fucking Jared Cook.
Kelsey is. Hear me out. Actually, I don't care if you hear me out. Kelsey is the number one tight end ever.
All time.
All time. Yes.
Are you forgetting about Jimmy Graham in the Saints?
Jimmy Graham's amazing. Antonio Gates is amazing, and Jason Witten is amazing. And I'm sure I'm leaving out some ridiculously good tight ends, but yeah, I think that. Okay, that's it. I'm fucking signing off. I can't. We just busted out Jeremy Shockey. I haven't heard that name since 2006.
No, but your number 2 is Kittle, though.
Yes, number 2 is Kittle.
Waller.
Number 3 is Waller, and then who the fuck cares after that?
I just like Kittle more because he can block. I guess I like him because he's good for the Niners.
Kittle's an amazing locker room guy. He's an amazing personality.
He likes WWE.
A great blocker. Kittle's probably a top 5 fun guy to watch in the NFL. I just think that Kelsey brings another level of versatility to an offense when you have basically a fourth receiver out there and someone who just always seems to be open.
Kelsey's good for the Niners. The Chiefs. Kittle's good for the Niners. What the Niners do, he's good for.
But if you put Kelsey on the 49ers, he still thrives. You think that Kittle thrives as much in the Chiefs offense?
Fuck yeah, baby. I knew Kittle was a bad motherfucker when he played the Saints a few years ago, and we were fucking tearing his helmet off, and he was still running with the ball, and he wasn't going down. His head was behind his back. Fuck it. NFL's here, baby. Preseason's here. Justin Fields threw a touchdown. Zach Wilson threw a touchdown. Fucking Trevor Lawrence did not throw a touchdown. Tim Tebow can't block.
Man, that Tim Tebow viral clip was embarrassing. That was really cringy, dude.
Colin Kaepernick's coming back.
All right, man. Well, this was fun. I'm excited. Madden 22 comes out tonight.
It comes out in T-minus 3 hours, 4 hours.
Are we playing tonight?
Oh, I'm playing all night.
Are we playing against each other? Are you playing franchise all night?
No, we can play against each other, bad boy.
All right. All righty, guys. Well, please review, rate, recommend, whatever you can do to help us. It's greatly appreciated. Like I said, NFL content every week for months and months to come. And we will see you guys next time.
Love y'all. Peace. Peace, love, war.